November the 7th, today is Friday, and here are your WOD notes. As we're going to try to stick to throughout the cycle. If you're curious about today's strength piece, there's a different video about that. Go check that out if you want. Other than that, just show up to class. Today's workout, 10, 15, 20. So some of you Saturday endurance lifers might remember that we had some similar numbers last Saturday, but we're going in reverse today. So we got 10, 15, 20 today, and it is a triplet, kinda, right? And look, here's the thing. We have some power cleans in the workout today. And my classes know that this is something I lament often, and that is, look, if we learned the thing, like we learned it during strength, or we spent a lot of time doing it during strength, let's make sure that we are applying that stuff during the WOD when that movement comes up. Now, we're not cycling anything much in the strength piece today. We're not. But we are going to spend a significant amount of time looking at jugs, high pulls. So when it comes to a workout like this, you may find and should find, and it is the reason you'd find it is because it's true, that if you do those things and not get lazy, and you do that especially at light weights, you will find that you could hang on the bar longer because it means you're doing less muscling of things, basically doing things incorrectly just in service of completing a task. If everything goes well, you'll be able to cycle for longer if you continually let it be, the clean that is, a movement that is a dynamic full body movement and not just an upper body movement, and not, I don't think anybody would do this, but not just a lower body movement. So let the pieces flow the way they're supposed to. Let the sequence of events happen the way it's supposed to. It's legs first. You transfer that kinetic energy to your hips. You then let the arms finish the movement. Big shrug, high pull, big elbows. Look, the light power cleans are going to go well. That's the hope. And they should be light because the triplet today is power cleans, front rack lunges, and then burpee box jump overs, which are definitely the equalizer today. But we'll stay on the barbell for just another second. I was going to come on here and apologize about having to do something that's front rack related a second day in a row. That being said, two things. One, didn't have enough people show up on Thursday anyway, but that yesterday's workout with the kettlebells was going to be about really having to keep proud with, especially with the single implements. Most people are going to work today at a lighter weight overall than they did with the combined kettlebells yesterday. Today, in other words, what I'm trying to say is you're not going to feel this as a time under tension front rack hold. You're going to feel it in the legs. That's where your brain's going to be at. You're going to feel this as a lunge specific or lunge heavy movement, which it is. So strategically, one thing I want you to know, DT rules do kind of apply today in case anybody's interested in having that show up again. I know one person who definitely will be. And what I mean by that is you should not do your last power clean unless it's going to be in service of front racking that bar and going into your set of lunges. Do I expect all the lunges to go unbroken today? I do not. I think, however, I know, because this is a capped workout, you should have a loading on the barbell today where you're going to get through the round of 10 unbroken, and not just that. It's possible maybe that you could get through it without putting the bar down even between the cleans and the lunges. I'm not saying you have to do that. We require 10 unbroken power cleans, 10 unbroken lunges. Whether or not you get through those together as unbroken, up to you, not a requirement. And then burpee box jump overs. What do I tell you about that? Step overs are okay today. They're all right. This is where times are made up. This is where if people get capped, that's probably going to be the reason. All of those things, and yet this is a pretty standard cross movement, and this is how we add intensity sometimes. So use the barbell to work on barbell stuff, but use the burpees to really hone in on your ability to go when you're tired, right? That's what's going to really happen today. This whole workout, as opposed to pretty much every other workout we've done this week, is almost entirely about power generation. A lot of power generation happening today. Not so much on lunges, but that's kind of like building the requirements to one day be at explosive power. Those are more about the lunges, more about reminding you that in 1 week's time, Saturday, November, I want to say it's the 15th, I may be wrong, but not this Saturday, the following. Chad, Saturday morning, 1,000 box step ups with weight perhaps. If not, that's okay too. Look, that's kind of like lunging. We got to make sure that our bodies feel like at least somewhat prepared. You can never be prepared for a hero necessarily, but come on, let's do some lunges today. Last thing I'll say, except for a few people, right, where we know that it's only the mobility that is the issue. So except for those people, I want the power cleans and the lunges to be the same weight today. And if that means I got to use a lighter barbell, that's the point. Yeah, I know that. That's why I want you to do that. And that means I'm going to fly through the cleans. Okay, good. I love a big set of power cleans. But you won't fly through the lunges because generally that's how it works. So whatever barbell is going to give you the ability to lunge. Now, there are probably some others who are like, I cannot lunge at all with weight. Fine. You can do power cleans and then do unweighted lunges if that's the struggle for you. We are always good with that. All right. Have fun.